Good morning and welcome back to Football League World TV. It is Friday morning. It's time for the EFL Transfer Zone show here on the channel. My name is Sam Rourke, the Chief Editor of footballleagueworld.co.uk, and I'm joined by my colleague Billy Mulley this morning to chat about all the latest EFL transfer rumours and gossip. Billy, how you getting on, mate?
Doing well, thank you. As you say, it's another transfer zone video. We've been doing a lot of these, and they're full to the brim of content because it's coming to that point of the summer transfer window where it's all beginning to happen, really. And yeah, excited to go through the latest news headlines.
Yeah, absolutely. As we always say, there is so much going on in the EFL right now, transfer-wise. We just don't have the time to cover every single one, but we're going to do our very best to touch on some of the bigger transfer rumours and done deals from over the last few days. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, so please do get yourself in the comments. We want to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts on some of the latest done deals and transfer rumours that are swirling around the English Football League right now. Right, the first half of this show, we're going to touch on some of the latest done deals. Right, let's start off down in League One. It's been a busy summer transfer window for Sheffield Wednesday. They made their 8th signing of the summer in the form of Tyreek Backington from Bristol City. He made 17 appearances on loan at Ipswich Town last season. Wasn't necessarily fancied by Nigel Pearson at Ashton Gate. He's now made the switch up to Yorkshire to join up with Darren Moore's Sheffield Wednesday. Still a very young player. Lots of time to grow, develop and mature as a footballer. He's going to do that now at Hillsborough. Billy, what's your thoughts on this one from an Owls perspective? Good addition to the team?
Yeah, I think there's potential for it to be a good addition. I'm a little bit undecided whether Sheffield Wednesday will be the best destination for him. Of course, there's some positives from sort of a Sheffield Wednesday perspective, but at the same time, competition levels are already very, very high at Sheffield Wednesday, and particularly in those midfield areas. So it's whether he can bring something different to the table, whether he can go in and impress straight away to try and earn a regular starting spot. You know, likes of Byers, likes of Bannon, already in midfield positions. It's going to be difficult for him. But at the same time, as you said before, he's got time on his side. He's a player that's gained minutes in the Championship before at sort of a regular rate at one point. Done well enough during his loan spell with Ipswich. So there's definitely potential there for this to be a good signing and somebody that could go in and play regular football in what's another really, really important season for Sheffield Wednesday. But at the same time, if he sort of rests on his laurels, if he's not at it from the very beginning, then he could find himself in a position where he doesn't see minutes regularly, which would be a disappointing outcome for him and for sort of the next stage of his development, because I think he's coming into a kind of time where he needs to be playing regularly. Still an exciting talent though, and still, as we say, plenty of time on his side, but it would be great for his development at this stage of his career to go there and play regularly. As we say, it's been a very good transfer window so far for Sheffield Wednesday. Went into it not really knowing how much business they were going to do. Needed a fair amount given that the players that returned from their loan spells and the players that also were coming to the end of their contracts. So adding quality like Tyreek Bakinson and sort of the others that they've already added is set to be a really, really exciting time at Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, it certainly gives Darren Moore a lot to think about in terms of his starting 11 selection. Lots of midfielders now at Sheffield Wednesday, all competing for a starting berth. They obviously added Will Vaulks as well earlier on in the summer transfer window from Cardiff. So Bakinson will certainly have to assert himself if he wants to feature frequently for Sheffield Wednesday. Any Owls fans watching this, let us know your thoughts on the arrival of Bakinson. Are you happy to see him join the club? Let's touch on another done deal again in League One. Portsmouth have completed the signing of Colby Bishop from Accrington Stanley. Now, this is a funny one. Danny Cowley revealed he spoke to his centre-backs and asked them who was the hardest striker in League One last season. He asked Sean Raggett, Connor Ogilvie and the other centre-backs at the club, and they all said Colby Bishop. at Accrington was the one player they did not enjoy playing against. Pompey faced competition from Blackpool for Bishop's signature, but they finally managed to get a deal over the line, a deal that's much needed, you feel, at Pompey. They needed to add a new striker this term heading into the new campaign. Billy, it was only, a couple of seasons ago that Bishop was playing non-league football. He was a primary school teacher. It's been quite a remarkable rise from the 25-year-old. 39 goals he scored since arriving at Accrington, 11 last season. This looks like quite a good addition for Pompey, do you feel?
Yeah, as you said before, it's a tremendous rise from non-league football to where he is now, to asking a very, very strong defensive Portsmouth line, who is the player that's giving you the most problems, and to say a player that's continually on the rise at Accrington with players like Dion Scholes as well at the start of last season, and Colby Bishop is the one that has really lit the division at times. As we said, 11 goals last year, not entirely the most prolific striker in the world, but he adds a lot more than just his goals. He's very, very intelligent on and off the ball. Somebody that can come in short and link the play, but also somebody that will play on the last shoulder of a defender and really give them problems. So it's no surprise to hear that he has given so many defences in this division problems before. And as you say, it's a kind of a priority area for Portsmouth. George Hurst, it hasn't been the easiest pursuit for Danny Cowley, trying to get him back. So it looks like that may be over at this point. You add in there that Joe Piggott's coming in, has come in, on a season-long loan. I think Danny Cowley is the kind of manager that will get the best out of him. And when you put him alongside a player like Colby Bishop, as intelligent as he is, as relentless as he is, then I think that's a formula for potential success at Portsmouth this season. One that I really, really like. As you said, it was a interesting saga with Blackpool seemingly looking to hijack the deal. Then it emerged that he was back available after Blackpool opted to turn their attentions away. I think that would have been the best news in the world for Danny Cowley, who's been chasing him for a while now. So yeah, it's a very, very good addition for Portsmouth for this new campaign. That they've been unfortunate in past couple of seasons that they haven't really been able to seriously impress at the top end of the division. Of course, made the playoffs a couple of times, but didn't look good enough to get over the line. But the early business combined with the players they've managed to retain so far, yeah, it's exciting for them.
Yeah, certainly a player I think a lot of Pompey fans will like and get on board with. He's a hard-working striker, lots of desire and energy from the forward line. So there we go. Pompey have concluded the signing of Colby Bishop. Blackburn Rovers have finally made their first signing of the summer transfer window. They completed the signing of Callum Brittain from Barnsley. The 24-year-old has been a real figure in that Tyke side over the last few seasons, from right wing back, a marauding right back, likes to get involved in attacks as well. Blackburn fans should be quite excited about this one. He's definitely a player that should be playing in the second tier of English football. I think that was, I think a move away was always going to happen this summer following Barnsley's relegation to League One. Billy, what do you make of this one for Blackburn?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense first and foremost. I really like Callum Brittain, what he brings to that sort of right wing back position. Kind of meets that sort of modern demand of a wing back. Very, very energetic. He gets forward. He's a good crosser of the ball, but also has those sort of defensive abilities that's required to maybe play within a back four as well as a right back. So yeah, a very, very good addition for Blackburn, who haven't been the most productive in the transfer window so far. It's been a very, very slow one for them, but this is the kind of deal that will excite them. The abilities he showed when Barnsley reached the playoffs as well the season before. He has enjoyed some very, very good seasons where he has been a real attacking threat. So yeah, for Blackburn coming into the new campaign without too many new additions, this is the kind of one that they'll be excited about. Someone that will bring a sort of a similar attacking service to what Ryan Nyambe had. And when it sort of emerged that there was no real chance of Nyambe staying at Blackburn, this is a real good alternative, somebody that can provide a real attacking service, but also can defend and can be able to adapt and play in different systems, which I think is going to be massive for Blackburn under the stewardship of a new manager who is likely going to test different formations, because that's what you're going to have to do to try and crack the Championship. You can't just be setting your ways, setting your own formation and hoping that that translates across to a new division in a new country. But yeah, having a player like Britton, it means he can be adaptable. He can change his formations, he can change his systems, and still expect a similar level of performance from his players. And Britton is that kind of player that fits that bill.
Yeah, arguably the biggest sort of dilemma Thomason and Blackburn had was how to fill that Ryan Naomi void after he left the club, after his contract expired. They have now signed Brittain. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on at Ewood Park. And let us know in the comments, any Rovers fans, your thoughts on the addition of Brittain. Are you happy to see him arrive at the club? And do you think he can fill that Naomi void next season? Right, let's just quickly run through a couple of comments that have come in from various people. James Tompkin from Facebook. A lot of competition for midfield places. Not sure where they're all going to fit in. We're desperate for an injection of pace up front. Not sure how quick New Boy Smith is. Jason there talking about the addition of Tyreek Backinson. As I said earlier on, 8 signings at Wednesday so far. Right, we have to be a little bit conscious of time, Billy. We've got a show coming up at 11 a.m. After this, so let's sort of speed through these next few done deals. Nottingham Forest finally completed the signing of Lewis O'Brien and Harry Toffolo from Huddersfield Town. It turned into a little bit of a mini saga on the day. It looked like it wasn't going to happen, and then it finally did get over the line. Reportedly, a £10 million fee for both of the Terriers players joining Steve Cooper's Forest. Billy, 2 of Huddersfield's standout players last season in the Championship. There'll be 2 big blows for Huddersfield. From a Forest perspective, do you think this is good signing, good business for them, and are them 2 players that can thrive in the Premier League?
Yeah, I've got no doubts that Lewis O'Brien particularly will be able to adapt to Premier League football. I don't think I've seen as intelligent of a footballer from sort of a young player as O'Brien last season. A player that dictated tempo, a player that really just really impressed in every game that I saw him play, and somebody that undoubtedly deserves a shot at Premier League football. Harry Toffolo as well, a player that he grew and grew as the season progressed, became a real goal threat as well as the season progressed. And that sort of left wing back role, again, like what we said with Britton, somebody that can play in a left back role too and offer flexibility. So yeah, it's 2 very good players, 2 players that certainly deserve their opportunities in the Premier League. Big blow for Huddersfield Town and particularly Schofield coming into the new season. Of course, Corbrand's already gone. They lost 2 of their more integral players. And yeah, it's a disappointing start and sort of progression of the transfer window for Huddersfield so far. Rudoni's come in that can, in the future play a similar kind of role to what O'Brien brought, hopefully anyway. And then they've also brought in a new left wing back, a versatile option who can play in left wing back. So it's seeing if these players are immediately ready for first team football.
Yeah, any Huddersfield fans, let us know in the comments your thoughts on the departure of Toffolo and O'Brien in this summer transfer window. Did you half expect it to happen? Let us know. Right, then let's finally touch on another done deal briefly, Billy. Ryan Naambi has joined Wigan Athletic. We understood at Football League or at Middlesbrough were very hot on Ryan Naambi and nearly got a deal over the line, only for Wigan to pit them to the deal. Billy, Naambi, a player that's clearly competent at second tier level. Good addition for the Latics?
Yeah, very good addition. I know we're going to have recently played in the Championship, but they've gone for a period where they haven't been able to sort of retain the squad. So it's a different looking Wigan side coming into the Championship, a little bit less experienced than most. So adding somebody like Naambi for that experience factor is massive. Spoken before when speaking about Britain, Naambi provides a real attacking service, a good cross for the ball, but his sort of main attributes are his ball carrying abilities, direct running, committing defenders. So yeah, I think he's somebody that can bring that to Wigan. Obviously, Wigan already have strong sort of defensive options, but Nyambe is somebody that should be able to pave his way into first team football right away. And you mentioned there about Middlesbrough's interest. Middlesbrough, of course, doing some exciting things in this transfer window, but would you really want to play second fiddle to Isaiah Jones? I think Nyambe is a great championship player, but he would have been second choice there. It's hard to displace a player like that. So yeah, I think Wigan is the perfect destination for him.
Okay, well, that's our look at some of the done deals in the EFL. We're now going to take a look at some of the latest EFL transfer rumours and gossip. Right, let's talk about Marcus Tavernier. It looks like his move to AFC Bournemouth is edging closer. Both the Cherries and Borough are both in advanced talks to thrash out a deal that will see Tavernier join the newly Premier League side. He has been linked with an array of clubs this summer. Everton also keen on him. Forest have had bids rejected for Tavernier. Middlesbrough want at least £15 million, we understand, for the player. But it does look like Bournemouth are very much in pole position now for the player. Billy, we'll come to you then. Tavernier, it's felt almost inevitable that he will leave the Championship this summer. And it looks like the Vitality Stadium will be the destination for him. What's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's a difficult one for Middlesbrough because he has been very, very crucial to what they've done, especially last season. Integral under both managers, Wilder and Warnock. Particularly under Wilder, he seemed to really, really thrive as a attacking midfielder, but also provided a similar attacking service as a left wing back at times as well. So he's a player that's proven himself in the Championship. Probably doesn't have as many goals and assists from the last season as he's play probably deserves, but at the same time, the rate that he creates chances at, the sort of brilliance he has on the ball, the excitement he generates when he has the ball, it's not a difficult one it's not a difficult situation to understand why so many Premier League clubs have cast their eyes over him, and looking from a Bournemouth perspective, it's a very, very attractive option, a player that done very well in the Championship. Of course, scouts from Bournemouth would have kept a close eye on him. Nottingham Forest too. Yeah, it's no real surprise that two of the three promoted clubs are after him, and it's again no surprise that even more clubs have set their sights on him too.
Yeah, absolutely. Comment coming from Peter Fry on YouTube. Big blow for Borough if Tavernier goes to Bournemouth. Borough fans, let us know in the comments your thoughts on this situation with Marcus Tavernier. They are in advanced talks with AFC Bournemouth for him to leave the club. Right, let's rattle through these next transfer rumours, Billy. Okay, let's look at Max Aarons then at Norwich City. Interest had gone somewhat quiet in him over the last few months. It wasn't too long ago that he was being linked with some big clubs in England, Manchester United and Arsenal. And Barcelona linked with a move for Max Aarons. Interest is emerging in the 22-year-old once again. Borussia Mönchengladbach, Marseille and Wolfsburg among the named clubs linked with Max Aarons. Again, easy to forget, he is only 22. It feels like he's been around for a lot longer than that. Billy, what's your thoughts on this one? Player that can clearly cut it in the top flight of English football. We'd be interested to see whether he wants to have another stint in the Championship, given the quality he has. What do you make of this interest? Do you expect him to remain at Carrow Road after the conclusion of the summer transfer window?
Well, from my own selfish point of view, I do hope he leaves this summer. It will generate Luton a nice, handsome fee. So from a personal, probably selfish sense, I do hope he does depart, and I hope it's a hefty fee he goes for. But yeah, we've seen Max Aarons before, very, very good at Championship level. As you say, it's hard to comprehend that he's still only 22, given the amount of games he's accumulated at top flight level and in the Championship. Last time around in the Championship, he did look too good for the level. Hasn't really materialised when he's gone into the Premier League. So glimpses of excellence, and that's why massive clubs like Manchester United and Barcelona have shown interest before, but it's been difficult for him because of the difficulties Norwich have faced. Looking at this interest, it's no real surprise that interest like this is surfacing. You just look at his contract situation now, still 2 years left on his deal, so it's likely to generate a hefty fee if he does go. It's just whether teams like the ones in pursuit are able to afford something that Norwich value him at, because they will value him very highly because he is probably their most prized asset at this point.
Norwich fans, let us know your thoughts on the Max Aarons situation. We've had another comment coming in regarding Marcus Tavernier from Leon Peacock. Great to have you with us this morning. Would be sad to see Tav leave, but on the plus side, it would generate some income for new signings. And we have Riley McGree, who could more than do a job in that role, just needs to tighten up defensively. Wilder has suggested it could be a big season for Riley McGree. He's liked what he's seen of the player in pre-season. Right, how long we got left? We've got 9 minutes until the next show, Billy. Let's get through these next transfer rumours. Derby County and Middlesbrough are in talks to sign free agent Tommy Smith. The former Huddersfield Town right back has been a free agent since leaving Stoke in the summer. He has been on trial at Middlesbrough over the course of this summer pre-season, has played in several friendlies for Chris Wilder's side. But Derby County are also in the race to sign the fullback in this window. Billy, Tommy Smith strikes me as a pretty dependable option at fullback. Maybe has a few kind of drawbacks in terms of his attacking output, but still a relatively solid player at this level. Derby and Borough keen on him. Where would you see him being the best fit?
Again, it's a very, very difficult situation. As you said, he spent a lot of time with Middlesbrough early in pre-season. Wilder really likes him. He's openly spoken about sort of what he likes about him, and that he does seem a good fit for what they're trying to do. Problem there, again, like what we said with Nyambe, is that he's never going to displace Isaiah Jones. So he is going there knowing that he will be second choice. He might provide a little bit of competition, but the kind of service that Isaiah Jones provides, it doesn't make it an easy situation for Smith to walk in. Of course, Derby now in the lower division, that's probably a drawback, but at the same time, he will go there and he will have a very, very good opportunity of being the first choice there. Malcolm Ebuayi and also Nathan Byrne departing this summer means that he is likely to go there and be the main man. It's with the takeover as well, it's likely that Derby are able to pay hefty enough wages again, which at 30 years of age, it does make sense for him to go there. And with Derby assembling a team that could mount a promotion push, I think it does look an attractive prospect going to Derby at the moment. Of course, Middlesbrough, if it was first team football that could be promised, then Middlesbrough would be the ideal destination. But in this situation, if it was me in that situation, I think I'd go Derby.
Yeah, you do feel the game time would be more frequent in League One with Derby County, given the departure of Nathan Byrne, like you say. Borough and Derby fans, let us know. Would you like to see Tommy Smith arrive at your club in the next few weeks? Just another comment coming from Tom Ward. Tom, great to have you with us this morning. As a QPR fan, I would have been all over Smith, but think he would want 20k a week. Yeah, wages could be a sticking point for any clubs being linked with a move for him. Right, we've got a few more transfer rumours to touch on next. Right, let's touch on the future of Alfie Mawson. He's had an injury-plagued few seasons, it's fair to say. Stoke City are now very much in the frame to sign the 28-year-old in this summer transfer window. Stoke do possess a number of centre-back options right now. Ben Wilmot, Phil Jagielka, to name a few. But as I said, Alfie Mawson linked with a move for a move to Stoke. He has been linked with Birmingham earlier on in this summer transfer window. That never seemed to come to fruition. Billy, what do you make of this one? Stoke City eyeing a move for Alfie Mawson.
Well, I think Stoke could have 10 centre-backs contracted to them and they'd still be seeking more. It's It's greedy if you ask me, but no, Alfie Mawson is a very, very good player. He's shown that before. Injuries, I think, have played a massive, massive part in why he hasn't really gone to the top consistently anyway. But as you say, Stoke have very good options at centre-back at the moment, so I'm not too convinced by the sort of... I'm not too convinced that this would be the best destination. I think he'd be better going to a club that need to take risks, and I think Birmingham are in a position where they sort of do need to take these risks, in a difficult position, I think, already, Birmingham. So I do understand Birmingham's interest, and I think that would be a good destination for him. But at the same time, Stoke, if they see him fit the system, if they see him fit what Michael O'Neill's trying to do, and see him as a better player than options they currently have, then yeah, then why not go that route? But for me, looking at it from the outside, I'd say Birmingham is the better option for him at this stage.
Yeah, it's a funny one with Morse because there's clearly a very, very good player in there. He's just been so injury plagued over the last few seasons, perhaps hasn't had the best loan spells, and his time at Fulham hasn't been the most fruitful, but a fresh start is what you feel Alfie Mawson needs, and Stoke City could provide him that heading into the new campaign. Right, we've got one more transfer rumour to touch upon next. It looks like Troy Parrott is going to depart Tottenham on loan for another season. Sunderland are very much in the frame to sign Parrott in this window. Middlesbrough and QPR have also submitted offers to sign Parrott on loan in this window. He is a man very much in demand. Has been in the EFL before, obviously enjoyed a stint with Ipswich and Millwall in the Championship a couple of seasons ago. Billy, let's talk about Parrott then. Do you think a move to any of these aforementioned clubs would be a good fit for him? I mean, as I said, it didn't go too well for him at Millwall a couple of seasons ago in the Championship. Granted, he was a few years younger. His game has since developed. Enjoyed a decent stint at MK Dons near the latter end of last season. What's your thoughts on this one and the clubs that are linked?
Yeah, I really like Troy Parrott, and I think Championship is naturally the next best move for him. Had a really, really productive spell with MK Dons, and coming to the end of the campaign, he looked a level above. But I'm not too sure, again, that Sunderland is the right destination. I know that they're flexible with the 3-5-2 or 4-2-3-1 formation, but it's tended to be the 4-2-3-1 formation and at Sunderland, and looking at it from the outside, I don't really see Parrott playing too often if he does go to Sunderland, because Spurs are adamant that they really want him to be playing in the number 9 role. They don't want him playing on the left wing like he did a few times last year, or even in an attacking midfield role. So it would just be that one striking role in a 4-2-3-1 at Sunderland, and that would be firmly occupied by Ross Stewart. So Sunderland for me, not the best destination if they do continue operating in a 4-2-3-1 formation. But yeah, Spurs really, really want him to be playing as a number 9, because they view this as the last opportunity for him to go out on loan before they want to really integrate him into the first team setup. So that they need to find a destination where he'll be playing regularly as a number 9. And I think there's plenty more destinations in the Championship where that can be promised a lot more than it could be at Sunderland.
Yeah, absolutely right. We've got to wrap up this show very quickly. We've got another show starting here on Football League One TV. In approximately 40 seconds, Ned Holmes is going to be talking Bristol City with Bristol City YouTuber Ben Meads. Please do stick around and watch that one. That will be following us very, very closely. Right, that brings an end to the EFL Transfer Zone show here on the channel. Please like and subscribe to Football League One TV on YouTube. We really do appreciate all the new subscribers. But from myself and Billy, we shall see you soon.